making the perfect comfort food for the cold weather with a mac and cheese. That'll be like a big hug in your belly.
Yeah, Caroline Gray from Easy Food Magazine has stayed with us. Laura's feeling a bit low after being insulted by Simon, so I've got something nice.
We have mac and cheese for the rest of you.
That'll cheer for all, Laura.
There we go.
So where were we last time when we left you?
So when we left, we were cooking the pasta, the breadcrumbs were out, the bacon is out, it's nice and crispy. So at this stage, we're really just going to get the sauce going for the mac and cheese.
By the way, there's a lot less bacon there now than there was an hour ago.
I noticed that as well.
Mr. Delaney.
Was he for picking at the bacon? He's blaming the camera department.
Blame the crew.
Yeah. Well, either way, there's still going to be loads to go in because we have, besides the bacon, the other, we have the roasted garlic, and that's going to go into the sauce. And then we're going to top it off with some tomatoes. And like you were saying, Laura, you can kind of add anything you really want to this, like any pasta bake. Just kind of make it your
Chuck
own.
it in.
Yeah, exactly.
But the roasted garlic is the
roasted garlic
key
is
for this
key.
one, isn't it?
Leave the roasted garlic in, definitely. So I'm just melting some butter there, and then I'm going to whisk in the flour, and that's just going to make the base of the sauce. So it's going to
like
make
a
the roux.
bechamel sauce, or
Yeah, exactly. It's just going to be just exactly like a roux. A roux. Yeah. So it's this is what's going to thicken the sauce, and we're going to add like the milk and the cheese and everything to it. So that's just flour and butter there.
Okay.
And then to that, I'm actually going to get in the roasted garlic paste.
Goes in now.
Now the garlic.
Will that not make it a bit thick? Can you add some water in if you feel it's just a bit too?
Once you add the milk, that's what's going to thin it out.
Make it saucy.
Exactly. And once you're cooking, you can if it does seem too pasty or if it's too thick, actually the best thing to do is add a bit of the pasta water. Okay. Because that's a bit starchy, so it's not going to thin it out where it gets like watery or dilutes the taste.
Yeah.
But it's just like this magic ingredient. So anytime you are making pasta, always save a little bit of it and kind of use your judgment if you need it.
It's great ways for people to make people think that you're a proper cook. You say,
Exactly.
I'm just making a roux here.
Yeah.
Go, oh,
Don't mind me. Just getting on the roux.
Yeah.
So.
That's French.
Yeah. That's always, exactly. It always kind of ups the classy points with it, doesn't it?
Funny that.
It's such an easy dish to make. It's not on my radar to make all the time. Probably because I feel that it's a bit starchy to be feeding.
And you know what?
The kids and myself. But actually, you could probably sneak some spinach in. You've got chopped cherry tomatoes here.
Exactly. So that's the thing. It's all about just adding, whatever you like to it. And as well, like, a lot of times mac and cheese would just be a side dish. So, if you're making, it goes great with ham. So like that, you don't even have to add the bacon in it. But if you just wanted to add like a little scoop to something, if you're making like that, like a nice glazed ham or chicken is great. Fried chicken, that's just such a classic combination. Not that fried chicken's that much lighter than a mac and cheese anyway. But
it's going to lighten this down with a bit of deep fried chicken.
Just some deep fried chicken and mac and cheese.
So the sauce is nearly done.
So
what would you accompany this with? Because it's sort of a dish in itself. You don't really need anything else starchy like potatoes.
No, not at all.
Fried chicken.
So just your fried chicken, Laura. Salad. I'd say a salad's a great thing to kind of add to it. So now to the sauce, I added some Dijon mustard. I'm going to put a bit of pepper.
So it's going to be a bit of a kick to the sauce.
In the sauce. Yeah, like it just kind of adds another layer of flavor, really. That's the main thing. It's just because it is quite, there's a lot of pasta, there's a lot of stodge to it. You just want to make sure that you have plenty of flavor going, and you almost want more than you think you're going to need. So the sauce is nice and thick. You can see it's kind of coating the back of the spoon there. So
here is the cheese.
Here comes the cheese. So that's just grated cheddar. And again, maybe use, a nice like aged, nice mature cheddar.
Yeah.
Again, loads of flavor.
Could you use any other kind of cheese?
You can, like Parmesan.
You could only do half and half, though. If you just use Parmesan, it would be a bit too
It
strong,
might be a bit strong.
Yeah.
Like, Parmesan does have it's a great flavor, but it can be a bit strong on its own. So cheddar kind of balances out, makes it a little bit more mellow. So you have this here. So now at this stage, I'm just going to add the bacon bits in. That's still plenty here.
It's one of these dishes that if you do it a couple of times, it's so easy to do. It's just kind of on your staple. The way they say, 5 or 6 dishes that we have that we cook all the time?
Yeah. That's the thing.
Would you add this to your list?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
And again,
even though it's stodgy?
Well, I think, I might blitz the veggies on the sly and put them into the sauce.
You have to ruin it somewhere.
Well, ease my guilt.
Should see how thin her husband is.
There'd be some nice flavor, actually, if you had some, like, roasted broccoli or kind of some nice, like, roasted, like, add that in with the garlic, Okay, so here,
oh, look at that.
Here we go. This is...
gloopy goodness.
This is the money shot. Yeah. So right into the pan.
Looks good.
Yeah. Pack it in. Why not? And then to the top of this is where our breadcrumbs and tomatoes come in.
Yeah, I did these the last hour. A bit of butter, a bit of breadcrumbs.
Exactly. Like that, all the good stuff.
Get it all nice and crispy.
And again, you put the butter in because just add a bit of flavour, isn't
Exactly. It's to keep it, you know, I just find if I put breadcrumbs in without any butter, it just kind of tastes like sawdust once it's cooked.
Yeah.
So it adds a bit of,
They
you know,
burn quickly as well. They dry out.
that's the thing. It's going to dry out. It's just going to, it keeps it moist and it gives it a nice browned, crisp color as well. So, you know, for the look and the flavor, you may as well just keep it in. Okay, so this is going to go in the oven. Here we go.
How long for? Can I help?
Sure, yes.
With this one?
Yep.
So how long for?
That's great. So this is just going to go in for about 35 to 40 minutes. And then when it's done, yes,
At what
Well, the
temperature?
pasta, you
180.
you're worried the pasta be
How
overcooked.
are you? Hi.
Sorry.
This
is actually-
Salivating over there. We've been literally just like chomping.
There's just 2 forks.
It's actually a recipe for 2, so.
Yeah, fork served.
That's fine.
We have fork come food. Fork served.
Science.
You've no
Science be
idea
like
how
a
much
bear
time
with
has been
a
talking about this since 8 this
No,
morning.
that's not your plate.
Go on, for talking.